Yo, what's good? Welcome to the Bridge Podcast. We're redirecting ignorance with positive awareness. What y'all got going on today? Y'all already know this is a new episode. You know what I'm saying? We're finna get live. We're finna make it happen. You know what I mean? It's getting cold. Y'all better keep warm. You know, this is where the dressing come in at. You know, you gotta know how to dress right there when it's wintertime. Y'all better stop playing now. But hey, look, man, let's get straight to it, man. You know how I like to do it. Keep everything transparent. You know what I'm saying? It's just my opinion. You know, and this how I view things. It's my perception. Today's episode is going to be about the awareness, me bringing the awareness to the guys that's in the inside on what's actually going on out here. I want to let my partners know that's in there, all the guys that's behind the wall, all the women that's behind the wall, what's really going on out here. Whether it's family in the streets or whatever, because I'm out here. You know, I did a little time in there, a lot of time in that stretch, but let me just bring some awareness, man, of what's truly happening. I want to start off speaking about this right here, about caring, you know, and having regret and really grudges more than regrets, but grudges. Um, it plays both sides, whether it's the family or it might be the guys that's convicts that's inside. But the system is built, believe it or not, the system is built to divide the family from the convict. And I want to let you know something. I want to start off with the family first. I know you try to sugarcoat things because you don't want to put a lot of pressure on your siblings or your friends and, you know, the family members, guys, females, whatever, that's doing the time behind that wall. So it's a lot of things that you don't tell them, you know, and it's a lot of things that you do tell them, but you don't tell them all facts. And you do tell them, and the majority of things are going to be the good things, the good times. That's cool. That's cool. But you got to understand something, especially if they've done it a long time. You're creating a mindset. You're creating an expectation. You're creating a thing, whereas their thoughts are thoughts. You're gonna, well, they're thinking that it's all gravy, like it's all good, it's sweet out here. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't no hard times, you know, especially when it's a whole lot of opportunities out here, way more than what's inside. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we are as men inside the wall think. You know, it's gonna be sweet. You know, my folks having it. They having their way out there. It's gonna be sweet. You know, the bills, you know, you don't talk about the bills. And if you do talk about the bills, you're just gonna talk, hey man, I just got to pay bills today. But you don't tell them how the bill actually works and how many bills that you do have. You know what I'm saying? So you're really structuring a mindset that can make that person feel entitled. You know what I'm saying? Like their expectations will be high, and because they're who they are and they've did the time they done, they might feel entitled to have that same joy without even the work, without even having to work to get the things that you've done, to be able to put yourself in a position to have those funds and have the money to do this and do that and find the time to do this. Yeah, like, yeah, you got to tell them the truth. You know what I'm saying? So their expectations, once they get out, it won't be so high because they'll know the truth. You got to tell them the struggles. You got to tell them the pains. You got to tell them things that you wouldn't want to lay on them because they're already going through something, or, you know, or it's not the place or the time. Yes, it is the time. It is the time because you're forming a mindset right now. You don't want them to get out and crash because of their expectations. You know what I'm saying? You don't want them to do that. So you have to get them and lay it down to them and let them know the truth. Don't be like the internet. You know what I'm saying? Because the internet gonna tell you all the good shit. They ain't gonna tell you what's really going on. Everybody that you see, a lot of people that you see, that you think having it and this, that, and other. They ain't really having it like that. They just gonna show you the good. They ain't gonna tell you about the downtime. You'll understand when the downtime is because you're not gonna see them. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't gonna get on that. We're more about talking about shaping um, the mindset and bringing awareness and knowledge to the guys and the females that's behind the wall that don't know what's really going on out here. You know what I'm saying? And how it's our responsibility to keep them informed and don't let them feel like to be misled by the social media or by word on the street or this, that, and other, because a lot of times we can get it misconstrued, from behind the wall of what's really going on, out here. And when we get out, we have our expectations be so high, thinking we're gonna live a certain type of way, and it's really not like that, and it could possibly crash if you don't have that mental stability and understanding, you know what I'm saying, and will, and first of all, God in your life, But yeah, let them know that. Let them know, about the laws, what they expect, especially about driving. I feel like the first thing that a person should focus on, especially if you gonna support them, if you're gonna support them, you're gonna give them some place to lay their head. You know what I'm saying? But as a man, you don't want to live there forever. But the first thing I think is preparing them for a job and transportation. That's very important. I'm really big on that because I feel like, transportation is the biggest thing, because it's opportunities. And how you gonna get opportunity? You gonna Uber everywhere, catch a bus? Hell, you get you a car, you can sleep in your car. That's just my thing. You can do a lot with transportation and without transportation. You minimize all the opportunities and possibilities, I think, because you have to wait on people and and all this whole other good stuff. And nah, man, that ain't how you want to live. Um, and I think those that a job, um, to bring that stability, to bring that income in, to give you room to breathe, to give you purpose, where you'll be moving in purpose. You know what I'm saying? You have a job, you have responsibilities, because when you start getting a job, then, um, those responsibilities gonna come, because those expectations of your family or whatever is gonna be like, all right now, get it right. You know what I'm saying? Because can't have you just laying up on this couch like this. You know what I mean? But at the same time, having a job, a steady job, is mandatory with transportation. But let them know that. You know what I'm saying? Really just be transparent on what's going on out here, so they won't have their high expectations. That's really big what I'm speaking on when it comes to the family and friends on the outside, um, that has the loved ones behind the wall. You know, to be transparent, just be real with them. Let them know. And for the guys, we're gonna start on the episode. Well, I ain't gonna say the episode, but let me just switch it over to um, my fellow partners or whatever that's behind the wall. Bro, it's hard. It ain't easy. It ain't easy out here. I don't know what's being told to you or what you expect to see, what you get out, or the type of support that you have, while you in or out. But just know this, be very humble and appreciative. Don't feel entitled because you've been a real nigga since you've been in, and you did this, that, you know what I'm saying? Like, the biggest thing they got on the internet now is which is the hardest, being inside or out. You know, I won't even speak on that. That's for another episode. Um, but it's rough out here, bro. Like, you only have so much that you got to manage while you in that. And I did 31, so I know what it takes here. I paid bills and did everything, even while I was in there. But being in there doing this, living your life or whatever, it's rough out here, bro. Like, you have to be humble and appreciative. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't have to do these things for you. Like, if your people are taking the time out to send you money, you can't abuse that money. That money ain't free. Like, the hustle game is totally different. Don't get it misconstrued. Don't let these folks tell you something different. The hustle game is totally different. The cash is limited. Everything is on cards. You know what I'm saying? So hustling out here is not what you think it is or what it used to be, especially if you did a stretch and you thinking that the hustle game out here is like hand in hand with the bread. You know, yeah, you will see bread, but a lot of the bread you see these guys had, they ain't got out the bank. That's why it look new. They ain't got out the bank because ain't nobody carrying no cash and shit around here like that. You know, but other than that, the cash and the hustle and this, when your people tell you, when you're asking for things and you need to buy a certain time, you can't put that time on them. You can't do that. I'm gonna give you an example. Like, just say you need them to run to the store to pick up this, that, and other, whatever, you know, to meet somebody. And it might be right up the street from where they live. But they have to do it when they get off work. Bro, you don't know what these jobs consist of. You don't know what this world consists of. You don't know the issues and the problems and everything else that goes on in a person's life out here. And they're trying to maintain and keep their sanity out here just like you're trying to keep yours inside of there. You don't really know what's going on. And because they can't meet that time limit or that time barrier that you said, you know, which is a time barrier. But just because they can't meet it, don't mean they don't love you, or because they couldn't do it, don't mean they forgot about you. They just need to breathe, bro. Like, I know sometimes that I done got home from work, you know, and I might not even did too much. You know what I'm saying? And I might just lean back and just sit in the truck for a minute, you know, and just be like, for like 30 minutes. You know, it's times I might be like, damn, why I'm so tired? Because it's a spiritual battle too. It's a spiritual warfare out here. You know what I'm saying? Every time you walk outside this door, the same things that you're going through and now when people feeling like you ain't shit and you just a number and this, when you walk outside this door, it's practically ain't no difference. Really? I mean, if you surround yourself by lovable people that really care, yeah, you know what I'm saying? That makes a difference. But the world has been flipped upside down and taught so much that it's a dog eat dog for world in the flesh. Ain't nothing just being said. This is real. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to match a lot out here. You know, you have to have more than one code. You know what I'm saying? You gotta look through them and say, okay, now this is my code to my phone, this is the code to this bank, this code for this app, this code for this is the code for that. And you got to try to keep this in your mind. Then you got to try to understand, okay, now I can't answer certain calls and this, that, and another. I can't do this, I can't do that because you got scammers, you got people out here doing this, you got people out here doing that. You got to be aware of your surroundings. It's a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot that's coming your way, bro. Like, it's a lot that's coming your way. And you have to keep your sanity out here. And you have to keep it to a point that you don't get it, messed up in your head where you're locking yourself up while you out here. Because a lot of people that's locked up, that's out here, just not behind that wall. It's because the pressure of living, because everybody's going by the memo. And the memo says you have to live a certain type of way to be successful. And if they don't meet the criteria that's on that memo, they feel like they fail. They're not making their rules up as they go. They're living by that memo. That's why you see so many people on social media, putting up the facades trying to act like they live in a certain type of way. If you look at social media, everybody is living on the same level. That's a lie, bro. That's a lie. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you this, and if you know me, I'm Silk. That was my nickname, and now so, if you check my resume, when I was in there, what I was doing, you know what I'm saying? I'm coming out here and I'm telling you, hey, look, check this out. The world is beautiful. It's beautiful, but it can get real, 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 real wicked quick way quicker than you can go from 1 to 100, way quicker. And I'm talking about in a blink of an eye, faster than that, it can get wicked and not give a damn about you, because it don't matter what you're going through that day. Them bills still gonna come. The sun still gonna rise and gonna set. You can be replaced easy. Just think about it. Who took your place while you in there? You know what I'm saying? So you have to give your people that care about you on the outside grace, man. You got to suck it up sometimes, where some of the things that you think you need, you actually want. While you in there, you just got to just be a man and be like, hey, I'm good right there. You know what I'm saying? Or make something happen. I'm not telling you to make something happen, whereas you doing something wrong inside of there, where, you know, it can cost you more time or cause you, you know, to prolong it or cause somebody some harm or something like that. I'm not telling you that, but survive. You know, survive. And don't just try to survive off your people. Just give them some grace. You know what I'm saying? Be more understanding, you know. And I can't tell you that I was in full understanding mode when I got out. Because I was, but then I wasn't, because I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know. And I didn't even know how to control certain emotions, because I wasn't dealing with those emotions while I was in there. So I was kind of erratic with my emotions, because my emotions was getting tampered with by so-called normal people that's been out here in society, and I've been in a so-called, abnormal environment where everything is hostile and violent. You know what I'm saying? And I only knew one thing: to attack. So I hadn't tampered into any other emotions. I wasn't used to being happy. I wasn't used to, dealing with other emotions outside of frustration, mad or sad or this or that. You know what I'm saying? And it takes some people longer than it takes others. So you tend to prolong it and live that introvert life because you don't trust people. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know people, especially people out here. They are totally different than what you're used to. Like, when you look at people be different. Not that they're wrong. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me to saying they're wrong, because I used to be like, hey, man, these folks crazy as hell, man. Like, no, I can't say that. These folks just who they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm who I am, you know. But it's a lot of things that you need to know, from the laws. You need to know new laws. Ask your folks about the new laws, especially about driving and what could bring you back to prison. I can't tell you, hey, man, don't get out to no women and this, that. I'm not going to tell you that. I'm not going to tell you that. I'm just going to tell you, just pace yourself, bro. Like, just pace yourself and enjoy life. You know what I'm saying? Like, that part of your life is going to come. You don't have to come out and be with everybody that think you're going to be. Oh, he going to get out, he going to be a whore. He going to be community. He going to be running around, because he been gone so long and trying to have sex with all the women, because them diseases out here. Like, and that's going to be there, bro. Like, it's 18 to 1. That's nothing. What you need to do, is get that a stable job, transportation, a stable job, and good credit. That's going to be the base of what you're going to need. That's going to be what you need. Trust me. I promise you. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you plan on having your own business, that's cool too. If you got enough bread, because there's a lot of guys that got out and got their own business. Like I say, it takes some longer than others. I'm just telling you, a lot of those programs and a lot of those classes that you're going to, while you're in there and you just doing it like I was doing, like, okay, you know what I'm saying, I need to build my resume up. Hey, man, listen. That's real life. Those classes are real life. You're going to be subjected to a lot of those situations, and you're going to have to really just think about the choices that you make. You're really going to have to think about the choices that you're going to make, because that choice could lead you forward or backwards, and it's on you. It's on you. Don't be blaming nobody else. Don't be saying, well, I'm a product of my environment, this, that, and the. Hey, we know how the environment is. It ain't like we don't know. We already know. So when we know things, to try to avoid it, we have to try to avoid the negative as much as possible. But the three things I was telling you, good credit, a stable job, and transportation, physically, that's my opinion that you need to stay focused on that. You gotta stay focused on that. But the main thing, listen, bro, I can't say this enough, preach enough, beg enough. You gotta believe in the creator, bro. Like, you gotta believe in the creator. You must. It's a must. That's hands down. And believe in yourself after that. Manifest the things that you want and work at it. Don't look for handouts. Don't look for a handout. Like they told me, it's gonna be, you're gonna hear a lot of no's and a very few yeses. You know what I'm saying? So don't look for handouts, man. Go get it, bro. Like, go get it. Don't have grudges against your people because of what they didn't do and what they did do. But if you can, I'm not forcing you to be around, these people, whether it's friends or family. I'm not saying, hey, go get your people because they did this. Don't worry about this. No, you know your situation. And if anybody's going to disturb your peace, or you feel like you're going to disturb someone else's peace, then don't associate yourself with them. Don't do yourself the harm. Don't do them harm either, because you can't force something that's dysfunctional that's going to be dysfunctional. And you can't get time back. You can't get the time back. You couldn't get the time back that you did, and now you're not going to get the time back that you do out here if you waste it. If you like me and got locked up when I just turned 20. I had just turned 20 and got locked up and get out 51. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have room for a lot of mistakes. And a lot of times, things that happen in our life don't be mistakes, it be lessons. And sometimes God will put you through situations that seem tragic just to put you in a better situation. But you have to have a spiritual eye open. You got to have a spiritual eye open. You got to come out, and you don't have to come out running. Oh, I got to make up all the time. No, don't do that. Bask and enjoy every second, every moment. And make sure your steps are precise and calculated. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that. But while you're there, learn everything you can learn, man, to add to your repertoire, man, for real. Learn. I don't care if it's fixing the radio. Don't just be going, if they have classes like trades, stuff like that, learn it for real, because, some of the things be like, man, I ain't gonna do it when I get out. You know what I'm saying? Or they be like, man, you can make money. Man, you can save money learning this stuff. You can save money learning it, because things break. If you're in a situation like I am, you gonna have to pay for that. Ain't no maintenance man, no stuff like that. Like, and if you want something, you got to have these short-term goals. This is why I say those classes are very important, more important than you think they are. You have to have those short-term goals, because without those short-term goals and you got those long-term goals, if you fall short of those long-term goals, then you can be discouraged. So if you have these short-term goals and you keep, boom, nail it and nail it. You might not nail it off the top, but nail it and nail it and nail it. You're like, yeah, you on a rhythm, you got your rhythm. You in sync, you know what I'm saying? You praying, you manifesting, you making it happen, Yeah, big dog, what's happening? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a push, because we have to motivate ourselves. We can't expect other people to motivate us. You know what I'm saying? You know what we've been through. You know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm out here, I'm free. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't free from these bills. And I'm still trying to put myself in a situation or a position where I can feel totally free. And I'm not just talking about, okay, well, you'll never be totally free, because people are like, you'll never be totally free. if you on parole or you on paper or you this or you that. Nah, man, listen. Yes, you can. Mentally, you can be totally free, bro. Like, paper don't have to hold you back from being happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, just know this. What you're gonna try to do, and you find your niche. It's like the NBA, the NFL. It's a lot of people doing it. It's a lot of people doing it. Can you make it in that area, in that career? Can you make it? Will you be a standout in that? So I want you to be prepared to know whatever you come up with when you say, I'm gonna do this or I'm gonna come up with this. Don't let it discourage you. Don't let me discourage you or let it discourage you that other people are doing it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, go at it hard, bro. Pray on it hard. Don't play with it. Just go at it. But find the time, because I'm telling you, you're gonna have to manage your time. It's not like when you're in prison and you just sitting around and thinking about it and dreaming of the things you're gonna do, and you in there and you probably making moves, ain't but you and somebody else making moves, and you ain't got no hell of a competition. You know what I mean? But just imagine being in there and it's 50 people in there and 20 of them doing the same thing you doing. What sets you apart? You know what I'm saying? Like, what motivates you to keep going even though it's 20 other people or 19 other people doing the same thing you're doing? How creative can your mind be, to make sure that you stand out, that you can survive and put food on your table, on your kids' table, you know what I'm saying, on your family table. But it got to be self-preservation out here, bro, because that's what they own. I'm telling you, it's self-preservation. A lot of this stuff that was instilled in us is not instilled in a lot of people out here, bro. It's not instilled. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of that shit y'all hear now, you can't be listening to that. All y'all big homies in there, stop leading them kids astray, man. The little homies astray. Sending them on missions and make their go in the law library or make them go to these classes or make them take college courses. I know it don't sound, all fly. It don't sound like, like the thing to do and this, that, and other, So you got to you got to pile up in the rooms and kick it and smoke and drink if you can and all this other good shit. But let me tell you, it's going to start with y'all because they're going to listen to y'all, big homie. They're going to listen to y'all. So if you ain't sold them out or somebody sold you out when you was on the street, then you don't have to wait to get out, you know what I'm saying, to have some form of redemption. You can have redemption in that. Lead them another way. That shit ain't talking about nothing, bro. Like, all the violence and everything that's going on up in there, that shit ain't talking about nothing, bro. You got to prepare the little homies, like you say. These your little homies, these your people, these what you stand on. You stand on this. They stand on that. Then lead them right, bro. Like, lead them right. Lead them right. Prepare them to go out. You know what I'm saying? Let them know what family is. A true, real family is. Not somebody that's going to send them on a mission and do some destructive shit, because you don't like them. Or he from Atlanta, or he from Savannah, or he from Albany or Columbus or something. Man, I don't care nothing about that nigga, man. Send that nigga out there to stab these. Come on, bro. Come on, man. When that shit gonna play out? When it gonna play out? Prepare him, man, to get out, man. Prepare him. Give him some work ethics. Tell them go get a detail so they can get used to working. Give them something to do so they can get used to working. Because they don't understand, they're going to have a rule wherever they go. There's going to be some rules, whether it be rules out here, rules in there, rules from you, rules from whomever. They're going to have it. So if it's the little homies, man, you have a responsibility yourself, if you the big homie or the big dog, to make sure they're properly prepared when they get out too, man. Help them get out to be something different than what the people out here in society or the family think they're going to be. Make them be better. Make it where they can surprise their people with a decent intellect. You know what I'm saying? Where they can get out and match weeks. Like, okay, I thought he was on that rah shit. Now he on some real shit. Okay, come on, sit down and talk to me. What you want to do? And people are being enthused to sit down and listen. People being enthused to help and be a part of some productive mindset type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, they'll push for that. But when you come out with that negative shit on the same thing they was doing before they went, bro, what you want? What you on and what you want? You want to come back so your team will be stronger? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can redeem yourself right here, bro. This is The Bridge, man. It's The Bridge Podcast. I'm bringing awareness, man. That's all I want to do. It's more than the movement. It's more than the podcast, man. It's my passion to bring awareness, to get in tune with the youth, man. Let the youth know that ain't what's going on inside the prison. To let the families and the friends know that what's going on inside the prison, you have no idea. You just see it. Let me tell you what's actually going through the hearts and the minds of the men that's actually doing this time in there. That they're screaming out for help. They're screaming out for love. They want to care. But caring these days it don't seem to be cool. It's not normal. It's really caring and loving is abnormal. So let's normalize it. You know what I'm saying? And it starts from us, ourselves. And let's give it off. Let's give it off, you know? But look, like I said, man, take my word and not my place. It's The Bridge Podcast, man. Y'all take care. Till I see you again. Hold your head.